What's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This video is going to be doing a who would win matchup breakdown between two of our favorite Walking Dead characters. On one hand, we have, well, one-handed, Merle Dixon. On the other, we have one of the first characters we meet in The Walking Dead, Morgan Jones. And this matchup was suggested by J1007, I think, something like that. Anyway, so thank you for the video suggestion. Anyone else who has good suggestions for some videos, could be breakdown matchups, things like that, please write them below. Now, I thought this one made perfect sense because we just finished seeing The Walking Dead Clear, which was an amazing episode. One of my favorite episodes ever, and we got to see a whole new side of Morgan. We got to see an updated sort of look at him as a character, where he's at in the whole zombie apocalypse thing, and what he has become. And what he has become is a scary freaking dude. Now, Rick was able to take him down with, you know, the three of them, Michonne, and then, of course, Carl. And obviously, they're super tough, too. But you did have 3 against 1. He did have the home field advantage, which he probably would have against Merle, too, since Merle is an aggressor. Okay, Morgan is not really an aggressor. He knows his territory, and he's got strategies in place to deal with everything. He has a huge amount of weapons stockpiled, and yeah, he's more of a defensive type of survivor, I would say. You know, like he calls himself one of the weak ones, and I think what he means by that is because he builds this whole defensive sort of home for himself, where he has booby traps for walkers. He has, you know, all these booby traps for even for survivors that might come and try to get his stuff. He's got all this stuff going on just to survive and to defend himself. Merle is an aggressor. He takes things from people. He goes after people and takes their things, you know. Like when he first ran into Glenn and Maggie, you know, he goes after them, aggressive towards them, and takes them back with him. And it worked in that situation. But against someone like Morgan, I don't know if that would really work. I mean, Morgan's a badass. He's kind of like the Batman of The Walking Dead. He's just got all the angles figured out. He's got everything sort of organized. He's got, you know, his crazy amount of weapons ready. He's got the high ground. He's got the maps all laid out. He's just got the strategy. You know, he's got his own little bat cave with the drawings on the walls and everything. Rick's area, everything's listed. You know, he's got it all organized and well drawn out. So between the two of them, they're both hardcore survivors. Like, they're both extremely tough people that you probably at this stage would not want to meet in a zombie apocalypse, because they're both just so insanely dangerous. Of course, Merle has his, I don't know if you want to call it a bayonet on his hand there, sort of like replacement for a hand. And that's pretty scary, you know, to see a dude that doesn't have a hand, but instead just has a big-ass knife tied to the end of like a metal thing. It comes in handy quite a bit against people that would use swords, like, for example, Michonne, if you remember, where he takes the dagger in that and the knife in that, and is able to kind of take a disarmor from her sword before she takes off and all the walkers got involved. So from a close-range perspective, I mean, but then on the other hand, you know, you have Morgan, who with that knife was able to stab Rick. Rick is a tough dude, you know. I don't think Merle would be able to do that. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, because at this point he's a different Merle than he was in the first season when he went against Rick the first time. And also Rick, you know, was trying to convince Morgan that it was him, and he wasn't, you know, so the circumstances were a little bit different. However, if it was to go down between these two to the death, who would win? Well, I mean, I think it's a tough call because they're both really extremely tough. But I think I'm going to have to go with Morgan. Just because he's got the strategy, he's got the creativity even. Like, he's shown immense creativity with the using gerbils and rats and mice and stuff in cages to distract the walkers to coming forward. He's just got all the angles covered. He just seems like a master strategist in this world, to where he's thought about everything, to the point where it's made him insane. He's become OCD about how careful he is about everything he does, to the point where it's so calculated that Merle's aggressive style against him would get him killed. You know, the booby traps, the high ground, you know, being able to just straight up probably a better shot than Merle, because even though Merle's a pretty decent shot with that knife and able to rest it on that kind of, you can't think that that's going to be as effective as Morgan with both of his, both of his hands, being able to use that, and the body armor, the suit, everything, the helmet, all of that, and also having, the strategical advantage, just the intelligence and everything like that. Even though he's kind of wacko, he's kind of crazy, I still would have to go with Morgan in this one, even though it is close. It is close. And I can see why people might go with Merle, because he's just so tough and aggressive and crazy. But yeah, I got to go with Morgan. Anyway, let me know who you guys think would win for this matchup, and any other matchup suggestions, please write them in the comments. I like making these videos. I think they're interesting. They're a lot of fun to kind of break down who we think would win in a versus matchup, since a lot of them we won't get to see happen. Maybe this one we could get to see happen. It's not impossible, and there are rumors that Morgan could return for the finale, so it is within the realm of possibility. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, saying peace.